Hey, what's up guys? This is Nightwing2303 from WearTesters.com. Today we have another performance review indoors due to the weather, and it's on the BrandBlack J Crossover II. This is probably one of my favorite models to play in of all time, and if that doesn't tell you anything, then maybe this performance review will. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Alright guys, so here is the traction pattern. It is definitely unconventional. It's not storytelling, but it's not herringbone. The one thing though that it does do is perform really great. When there is dust present, you're going to have a small issue. All you're going to have to do is wipe. What I personally do is I will step on my own forefoot and then drag my foot across the top, because this is a cloth, and so it's basically wiping the bottom of your soles clean without you ever having to, touch your shoes whatsoever. And that woven upper is strong enough to do that, which is awesome. Everywhere else, this is going to give you that squeak that everybody's looking for. It does not mean that your traction is going to be A1, but when you do have that squeak, it always just kind of registers in your brain that you got solid traction. And these things, like I said, I had zero problems with. I would not play with them outside, just because that's where you do tend to slip a little bit. But indoors, these things are solid, and it's just a really good pattern. So this will take care of you from a linear standpoint, and then these two sections from lateral standpoints. As far as cushion is concerned, they have what they call their Jetlon midsole. It's a full-length midsole full of their patented cushioning, and these guys are much more bouncy than the Crossover 1. The reason being is that they put a little bit higher rubber content in these guys here versus their first edition shoe. And so when you first put these things on in the heel and the forefoot, you're going to get an extreme bouncy feeling underneath your foot. It almost feels like full-length Zoom, and very similar to Micro G. I personally love how it feels. It feels extra cushioned underneath your foot, and then it's also got a very smooth transition. And something that I really like is the insoles that they use. They give you nice stepping comfort, and then they also mold to your feet really nicely. As you can see here, I have used the hell out of mine, so they're not even in their full shape anymore. I just destroyed these things. I absolutely love playing in this shoe. The materials are awesome. Basically in the back you have a synthetic that's supposed to mimic leather. It's very nice. It reminds me of the first Crossover. And then the entire midfoot and forefoot are woven, and this is, as you guys know, just my favorite thing to play in besides like raw materials like leather. And the woven upper is just fantastic. I think that it's durable enough. It doesn't have any support issues and things like that. If you're going to be playing in these for longer, this is my third pair, so keep that in mind. They might have some durability issues, plus this is a woven, so it's a fabric. So with that, you're definitely not going to have as durable of a shoe as you would if it was a fuse or leather and things like that. But for on-court play, I think that they're just fine. Now these guys fit true to size, and lockdown is fantastic, especially for something that is completely woven in the forefoot section. This area right here really kind of locks in your forefoot and keeps you into the shoe, while the forefoot is completely free, allowing you to just basically do whatever you want without any pinching, binding, or anything like that. This area is really just kind of keeping your foot on the footbed, and it does that beautifully. And then the heel area basically does its job. It keeps you locked right into the heel. There is an internal TPU heel counter for additional support, and then everything's kind of contoured really nicely right around your ankle, and these little pillars here are not too hard to where they just kind of jab into your Achilles. They just kind of cup it, and then you're ready to go. Now the ventilation is not going to be scored, but the ventilation in this shoe is awesome. I said that I was going to go over ventilation only if it was really good or really bad, and in these guys here, it's really good. Now for support, they basically have basic features. Most of that upper is going to be containing your foot and supporting it, and then the TPU heel counter internally is also doing its job, keeping your foot from shifting side to side. And because their midsole is a little bit softer than most, it's got a higher rubber content, like I was saying. They've added this little plastic wing on both the medial and lateral side to help with compression, so that you're not compressing too much and teetering or rolling over. And then they do have a small outrigger right here, but mostly it's the midsole that kind of goes out just a little bit past your foot, giving you additional stability, along with that flat base and the shank for torsional support. Alright guys, so here's the scorecard. Everything is here. Overall, these are not only in my starting 5, but they're in my personal Hall of Fame. I'm not going to give them that Hall of Fame score overall, just because, like I said, it's my personal favorite pick, and so I don't want to be biased or anything, but I would definitely put these in my gym bag every single night, and they actually are in my gym bag every single night. If you're confused by the scores on the scorecard, there's going to be a link in the description box below. You can always go over to my site, read the description on how it all works, and that'll pretty much take care of it. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for all your support, and once these guys release in 2015, I really hope that everybody grabs a pair and enjoys them. Once you do, let me know in the comment section what you guys think. So thank you guys again, and until next time guys, have a good one.